Welcome to Deep Dive Daily.
Good morning, Andy. We got a game 6 in the NBA. That's fun. We got ourselves the Stanley Cup Finals. It's Oilers versus the Panthers.
We do not have a finals.
What are you talking about?
They touched the trophy. It's over.
Who did? Who touched
the Oilers? Touched the Oilers. Oilers touched it. McDavid did. He touched the trophy. It's over. Yeah, it's over. It's congratulations.
I was ask you why the price was so short for the Oilers. That's why.
It dropped like 20 cents when that happened.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Don't take this. That's not real. Don't take this financial advice. I will say, they look really good right now. Both of those teams.
The Oilers,
really,
I
know. The Panthers too. They both look really, really good. It's fun.
Yeah, their path was so much softer.
I don't know.
Who've they beaten?
Besides the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes are really good. The Hurricanes are really good.
Shoot, they can't score. They really
not in the finals.
Really had a soft path, I thought. Panthers.
I don't know enough hockey to say one way or the other. I thought both teams played exceptionally well. Barkov, Conn Smythe. We brought that up the other day when talking about like
if you think the Panthers win,
Bob being automatic doesn't seem like the right move when the games don't feel like they'll be low scoring. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Again, I don't bet or originate in much hockey, so take that with a grain of salt. Oh, God, what was I going to say? Oh, fuck. This is also, they're not called the Oilers anymore. I saw a tweet that just made my morning, and I bookmarked it so I can find it, so I can say it right. I'm going to give this guy credit. Sylvia at Badlands, like Badlands, but with an N. Thank you to the NHL's Spanish broadcast announcers. I will never call the Oilers anything but Los Petroleros. Los Petroleros, I think is how you say it. Oh my God, that's such a better name. It's so better than Oilers. Los Petroleros. That's good. An exceptional translation.
It's good.
Love that. I would buy a sweater if it said Los Petroleros. I don't know what kind of Hispanic community we have in Edmonton, if there is, a thriving Mexican or Central American community up there in Edmonton. Maybe they need to do one of those jersey nights where it's like, like the Heat, Los Heat, and they do that in the NBA. Doesn't make sense in the Prairie provinces, but
are you sure?
I would buy that jersey.
I don't know.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know how different we have a ton of Hispanic people here,
of course,
in Minnesota. A lot. I guess I don't understand because the climate is very different than where they're coming from.
But the economic opportunities are much better.
I think and most of it has anyone I've asked has been like, well, there was a job here, like there was good jobs here. We ended up coming here for jobs, but
sure.
No, I do wonder if that's the same thing because if there is, they got to make it happen. I will buy that sweater.
I love it. I just kind of wonder if it's an actual Spanish language word or if it's like, what I mean? Like
it's just like we got to say something
because like an oiler isn't like a noun, is it? An oiler, like you don't like an oil can, an oil field worker, an oiler. Right? It's not really a noun other than just like a proper noun for this team, right?
I feel like you would be called a roughneck.
A roughneck, sure.
99 times out of 100 before you were called an oiler.
I would also guess that, sure. Well, there's a million, synonyms for that job, but I feel like oiler is not a noun outside of being a proper noun to describe the team name.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
I like Edmund oil field workers. Oil field workers. Edmonton oil field workers.
Edmonton day laborers.
Edmonton petroleum industry
enthusiasts.
Support. Yeah. Labor force. There are a lot of other descriptors, but what was it again?
Petroleros.
Petroleros.
All right, so here's an article. Here's an article on the Sporting News from 2024. Brian Murphy said an oiler is someone who works the oiling machines. They can also be referred to as a greaser, since the purpose of oil is to grease the machines. This type of employment was much more common years ago. Oilers were put to work on ships, trains, steel mills, and in mines. So despite
I like it.
probably being more faced with the, it's more about the petroleum industry, but the oiler was actually a thing that had probably very little to do with the petroleum industry. It was the guy who just oiled the train, man.
I have great news for you, man. That's good. This is good. This is good trivia from Darkwing Duck It Up. Blank arrow is a pretty common Spanish construction for person who does blank job. So petrolero, one who does gas work, that does make sense. I also have great news for you, Andy. I can get you some Petroleros merch.
They exist.
It's not going to be Edmonton. It's going to be Petroleros de Salamanca, which is a Mexican football club based in Salamanca, Guanajuato, Mexico.
Oh yeah. No, I know that.
Yeah, Liga Premier de Mexico.
Yeah,
they were founded in 1958, of course. So the Petroleros is an actual team with actual merchandise. I will say though that their shield and their branding, it feels a little like 1990s to me. Like it's been a while since they've done an update.
Now this does make sense. This is cowboy, cabello,
horse. Person who does horse work.
Caballero. Canyonero. Remember that car from The Simpsons?
Sure.
Canyonero.
Yes, of course. I will say there is a baseball team that has like a pretty cool logo of an oil derrick, coming out of a baseball squirting oil, which is fun. But there's also a Petroleros musical group. So the Oilers do exist as a Spanish language noun. Very cool.
You know what? Do you ever have just weird stuff pop into your head when you say certain words?
Yeah.
Remember when you said squirt? All I can think about was, do you remember when the Radio Shack like rebranded their Twitter and like gave it to some random kid?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And he just tweeted like, if she's a squirter, marry her.
Yeah.
And everyone's like,
Radio Shack?
What's up, Radio Shack? What's going on, guys? Twitter used to be more fun. Twitter used to be more fun, you guys.
It used to be fun, period. Anyway, we
I still have a lot of fun. There was some great Twitter yesterday, Drew.
I'm glad
I think this should be the main focus of the show because we may have a very competitive Eastern Conference Finals on our hands that could turn into a possibly a epic Game 7 on our hands coming up. But I think the focus should be the Sydney Sweeney bathwater soap because Twitter did pretty good with that.
Excuse me?
So Squatch, are you familiar with Squatch soaps?
I'm learning about it as we speak.
I'm a former customer.
Squatch. Oh yeah.
Squatch,
okay.
yeah, Sasquatch. They used to make, maybe they still do. They made this one. It was pine tar. It said.
Oh sure.
And they built like sand into it.
Yeah, it's gritty as hell.
It felt
super gritty. Yeah, you can't use that every day though, because that really does damage.
No, it exfoliates you down to like the sub Q.
It's not good. Yeah.
Anyway, so she's been spokeswoman for them. And now they just came out with, they're going to make a limited run, 5,000 bars of soap that were made with her bathwater, with like certificates that say legitimately she bathed in this. And I mean, there was great jokes. So good jokes are good jokes. A great joke is simple. And the greatest one was somebody either replied or quote tweeted, simply with Ralphie from A Christmas Story with the bar of soap in his mouth. Like, I almost shit my pants when I see that. I'm like, oh, you sir did well. I mean, somebody took the bar of soap with the color. They made it the right color, the blue, and they made it with a hole in it. And there's a lot of, somebody tweeted out, this is probably a Photoshop, but you know those charts that show search terms over time. A little histogram about Google search terms, and it shows
Yes.
like every year,
Yeah.
like, hey, how is True TV? How is True TV every March? Where's True TV? Well, this one was like, can you eat soap? And it just was this flat line that went hockey stick.
I like it. Can you eat soap? Probably not good for you. Anyway, well, we needed to do some hockey talk because we haven't really serviced other than kind of sticking my foot in my mouth. I guess about the Conn Smythe, because apparently it's just going to be Connor McDavid, thanks to the scorer giving him that extra assist on the empty netter. But yeah, no, I'm joking. Obviously, he's the best player in the NHL, and he's playing well. So I still think Draisaitl can steal it. Barkov is the clear choice if the Panthers win. And in fact, I think if you think the Panthers, I don't think Barkov can win if the Panthers lose, but I do think Barkov will likely win if the Panthers win. So even though we are living in a very recent world where the loser ultimately won the Conn Smythe, I kind of think Barkov as a proxy bet for the Panthers is good.
So it feels like the odds of that repeating are so slim. Like
so slim.
They even if it's the same situation where it's like, oh my God, he was the best, and it's not close.
He was clearly the best last year.
He was clear, but I know. But even if he had a great series and they lost, and he was clearly the best again, Barkov was okay, Bob was okay. You don't do it twice in a row. Like, you got it out of your system. We said, hey, we're going to do something we're going to get a little silly this year. We're going to do something we don't normally do. But you don't do it 2 years in a row. So Barkov is, I'm assuming, a better price than straight up Panthers, because that's just how that works with Bob in the market. And then, if you think it is Oilers, I suppose you can take some Flyers, but I don't know. And I'm not in the weeds enough in hockey to understand, like, does it take one hat trick? Does it take two hat tricks? Like, how big of a series does it take two hat tricks and a McDavid no-show? Like, what does it take to overtake him?
Honestly,
it has to be like maybe two hat tricks and a game-winning goal.
My honest opinion is, because they are close enough now, counting-wise, it's not going to be about counting.
No, it's going to be huge moment. Overtime goal.
It either has to be huge moment, or like visually, like you're watching and you're like, wow, the best player on the ice right now is Draisaitl. Like, right, like it's going to be eye test probably, and that's going to be hard. So I think that's why it's an 80-20 kind of split.
Yeah, this is the problem. Newman says, like, in a Leon hat trick, McDavid probably has 2 assists too.
That's the other. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Even in the first goal that the Oilers got yesterday, I was trying to convince myself that it was because of the move that Draisaitl made to set up the assist to the assist. But then I watched it a couple more times. Like, no, actually, it was McDavid who was unstoppable, charging down the ice, that got the puck to Draisaitl to get it back to McDavid to set up the goal. I was like, yeah, no, it's just, I'm running out of steam, hoping really that McDavid isn't the guy if the Oilers win, because he is so fucking good. Anyway, quick thoughts on NBA. The Pacers have the chance to do something very funny, which is go back to Madison Square Garden and choke a 3-1 lead. Like, this could, like, a loss in Game 6 has the potential to, like, truly like shift the paradigm for Halliburton's career, right? If he does the choke sign in Game 1 and they win, but then they choke a 3-1 lead in the series, like, that's very, very tough to live down. And we're kind of tiptoeing there, because
many are calling it the McAfee Curse.
Really?
I don't know. I just came up with that.
Oh, okay.
Because he got on the microphone and like, hey, let's boo Ben Stiller, guys. Fuck these New Yorkers. Like, he didn't say it like that, but he got on the mic and he was rude. He did it in the Midwest.
Rude.
He was rude in the Midwest, which that don't fly. So
that is rude.
If they never win another game, the McAfee Curse.
I will say, though, there were 3 like clear problems, I thought, with the Pacers' performance in Game 5. Like, if you are a Pacers backer, if you're a Pacers backer, you probably went to bed thinking their effort just wasn't really there tonight, because, like, they got this. Like, they're just going to win it in 6. Like, I'm not worried, right? But if you were objectively watching that game, you should be concerned that, number one, the Knicks got whatever they wanted in the paint all night long. And that was not due to the whistle. It was a specific pivot in their approach to playing offensive basketball. You should also be concerned that Naismith had nothing defensively against Jalen Brunson. Nothing. Like, it clearly looks like his ankle is compromised. His jump shot wasn't good, and Carlisle couldn't keep him on the floor. So there is something going on there with Naismith. And then lastly, the fact that Karl Anthony Towns' knee is just fine should also be of a little bit of concern, because he was very, very, very lively. He was zesty beans big time yesterday. And I don't know, man. I'm not like panic mode at all on Pacers. And again, like, I'm kind of in like kick my feet up and enjoy the rest of the playoffs. Honestly, like, you shouldn't take my opinion seriously, because I'm not really staking anything at this point. I just want the Thunder to win, and a game 7, by the way, would also help that. So I wouldn't mind a game 7. I wouldn't mind a Knicks win. I wouldn't mind the Knicks coming through and being completely trashed and gassed, and I wouldn't mind the Pacers coming through and Naismith's ankle not really being right. Like, all of this just opens the door even wider for the Thunder. So.
I think the funnier outcome is the Knicks winning it, because I'm just imagining people paying
Oh my God.
Paying you pay $7,000 to sit 30 rows up in the corner to watch your team lose by 58 points or something. Like, it will be pretty funny
great.
I mean, those tickets are obscene. It's going to be worse as if it were to be the finals, because it's been so long.
You're making me want to go to a game at Madison Square Garden in the finals and sit there with a Thunder jersey or something. That'd be fun.
Oh God, don't do that! I want to see you live. I wonder what do you think get-in price would be for Game 7 here in this series? In
Madison Square Garden, get in the door. Nosebleed, the bleediest of nosebleeds, standing room only.
I bet it's already up somewhere, because it's a TV.
I'm gonna say $8,000.
Sounds right. And it's funny, because I was thinking about it. I had to think who had home court, because I'm like, man, I bet I could get into the Pacers arena for like $1,000.
It's a small, like, it's smaller than football and baseball and all that.
That's the issue.
Yeah, so it's a more of a premium. I'm guessing it's a big number. I want to know it. I want to see it.
Yeah, we'll have to pull that out. James, I did see the Melon Camp retort. Now we have a
who?
This might be bigger than Drake, Drake and Kendrick. We have John Cougar Melon Camp and Pat McAfee are mad at each other now.
Oh, are they?
The same thing I said. Hey, you don't do that. You don't pull that shit here in Indiana, baby.
1,500 in game time
right now.
That sounds like
it's not terrible.
It's a deal.
You're probably sitting behind a pole, but
if the game happens, I would be surprised if you're getting in for 1,500.
$250 for game. When is Pacers game 6? That's not that far from here. Is it Saturday?
Saturday, I believe. Because game 7's Monday. Yeah, Saturday. Game 6 is Saturday. All right, let's get to the weekend and call it a week. Good hard work by you this week, man. Whew. It's been a tough one. Actually, I've been pretty productive. This whole month of May has been just absolutely rock solid for me, work wise. Go figure. But what are you gonna do this weekend, Eddie?
Well, it's been raining a bunch, so I haven't gotten up and tended the garden. My radishes are up, my beets are up, my carrots are up. They need thinning. You overseed too many seeds, make sure you get everything, and then you thin them out. So it's tedious work, but you bring the Bluetooth player up there and you just hang out and thin out some gardens. So
when you thin them out,
pretty wild one for me.
When you're thinning it out, are you literally making decisions about who lives and who dies based on who's growing the strongest? Who looks the strongest?
Well, and the spacing is more important. I want to fit as many. Spacing is more
important than the quality of the young growth.
Well, you would never choose a weak looking one. I mean, that's like your secondary thing.
If you have 2 strongs and 2 weeks, you're gonna pull the 2 weeks and move one of the strongs over.
No, you don't want to move them.
You don't want to move them.
You can't pull them and move them. I've tried that. They just die. So
they just die.
Thinning out the garden, probably harvesting some more asparagus up there, baby.
Okay.
Gattaca, Jesus. I love Gattaca. I don't know. I might be Ethan Hawke's biggest fan.
Really? Oh,
I don't know. I've liked everything he's done.
interesting.
I saw Gattaca in the theaters. AD.
Ethan Hawke, huh? You're a big Reality Bites guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Gattaca.
What's Ethan Hawke's best movie even?
Training Day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be Training. Him and Denzel they just crushed.
Training
that.
Day #1. Okay, interesting. Gonna have to revisit the Ethan Hawke catalog this week.
Corda over TFO.
At price, no thanks. TFO.
What is he like? -125.
TFO's doing the thing he does every spring, where he just stinks on all of the non slams, and then comes into the slams and he's a different player. He's just better in best of 5. I think TFO probably wins, even though he's not a great clay player and he's having a really poor year so far. I think he is still going to go relatively deep here. He'll probably go relatively deep at Wimbledon, and he'll definitely go relatively deep at the US Open. So I don't know why he's like this, but he is a different player mentally when he gets to a Grand Slam setting.
He looks tired because he sweats so much.
Surely.
But he's not tired.
Speaking of sweating, the Iga Swiatek -8,000 live money line backers. She is in a tiebreak now, amazingly, against Christian. Actually, you know who should be sweating is anyone who took plus games with Christian, because if she wins this tiebreak and then loses 6-0, you've lost your handicap, which would be a brutal loss. Because she's played a spirited. She's played some spirited tennis so far in this one.
My favorite part about tennis is cheering against your player. When you
me?
Well, no, that's when you have the handicap and you have to like cheer.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Like
you're like, you know what? Let's eject. Let's get the fuck out of here. Just lose. Just lose right here. Just lose it right here. Just lose
call
right
it a
here.
day, guys.
Yes,
you know
call it a day. That is super fun. I completely
you put on a brave face.
Completely agree with you. There's really nothing else to comment on in the futures market, but I will say this: if you are caught up in the Iga support, which is very real market wide, she's now flipped favorite for the tournament after beating Raducanu and
Stramkova. You see who's in her path?
That was just what I was going to say. Like, not only is it potentially the boogeyman next round, if it's not the boogeyman, it's Rybakina, and then it's Svitolina or Paulini, and then it's Sabalenka or Zhang, and then it's Coco or Mira. Like, she has 4 more matches after this that are going to be nightmare, bang, 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 bang. No one is getting out of her way at all, which means if you like Iga at price in the futures market, I implore you to roll her over money line. I know that it like the market warms up on her so fast because she always wins here, and she'll be at a premium in every one of her match by match betting, but you're going to do better than this, because this is a royally tough path, and I'm not interested in Iga yet. That's for sure. So we shall see if I'm right or wrong. I don't have big plans for the weekend, but I will tell you,
nothing. I want nothing more than the Ostapenko Iga match.
You want
it'd be on like Sunday, wouldn't it?
Kick your feet up. Yes. Kick your feet up, and that would be absolutely spectacular. If you don't know what we're talking about, Ostapenko is 6-0 head-to-head against Iga Swiatek. One of the most, I would actually even say one of the most, like confounding head-to-heads in all of tennis. 6-0 is absolutely insane.
Ostapenko's a perfectly good player. She can win a tournament. She's won this tournament.
She's won this tournament.
But Iga is this one first or second best player in the world,
and she's won this tournament.
Never beat. And also, it's not like she loses close matches. Some of these matches she'll lose to Ostapenko are just thrashings, where it's like, oh my god, this is like a different. It's like when golf, when someone's playing much too good or much too bad, you say they're playing a different course. What course are they playing? It's like she's playing a different player.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point.
Upsetting at points.
That's a great point. All right. It's going to be hot here this weekend, which means wine of the week is going to be weird for me. I'm probably going to get into some Beaujolais tonight. It's that time of year for me where I like a little bit of a chilled red, and Beaujolais is the best chilled red for my money because it's a Gamay. We talked about Beaujolais already on this podcast, though, so go seek a former episode where we broke down how to pick up good Beaujolais. It's tough to find a good one, either at the supermarket or at the Tomo even. So our sponsor Tomo makes amazing wines, but they don't have a great selection of Beaujolais. Look for, you got to go to a specialty wine importer for that. My wine importer of choice is Kermit Lynch, and would strongly recommend anyone buy and read his book and or join his wine club, the Adventure Club, from Kermit Lynch, by the way. Ships 2 bottles a month. They're cheap. They're all European, a white and a red, and you kind of expand your horizons that way. So it's going to be a Beaujolais weekend for me wine-wise, but I'm going to go a different direction for my recommendation, Andy, because it's hot, because it's warm. It's back to seltzer season for me on the weekends, because if you're doing some serious day drinking on a Saturday or a Sunday where its sun is out here in Southern California, you need to be using something a little lower octane, and for me, that's seltzer. I know that there's been a huge pivot in the beverage space to ready-made cocktails, which is to say like the High Noons take up an enormous portion of the shelf space now. The Cutwaters, give me something sparkling, give me something with a little bit of effervescence. Seltzer is still the king there. And you know who I want to really tip my hat to? Topo Chico. You know why?
Oh, those are good.
Because they make
They're
one
just
in
good.
a glass bottle. They make one and they sell one in a glass bottle. That is just flat out fucking awesome. And they sell 2 flavors, the mango, but even better, the strawberry guava in the glass bottle. Absolutely killer.
First place I ever had one of those was Del Mar. I had no idea they even made them. Yeah. I'm like, what? When did this come out? I mean, it was years ago, but
sure.
No, those are very good. I haven't had any seltzers yet. I don't drink seltzers in the winter. You have no craving for them when it's 20 below.
Why would you? Yes, of course. But yeah, seltzer is on the decline, no doubt about it. High Noon is eating their lunch, but Topo Chico still does make and sell the glass bottle seltzers, which is my fridge is already full of cold ones, and I'm going to be getting into those on Saturday and Sunday, and I'll let you know how it goes on Monday. How about that?
I like it.
All right, man. Let's call it a pod. Let's call it a week. Great job by you. Enjoy the French Open. Iga is through. Hopefully Ostapenko comes through. And we get head-to-head number 7.
Forgot about that one.
What's that?
It's an Ethan Hawke. I mean, it's not really an Ethan Hawke vehicle, but he's in it.
Well, you got muted automatically by the music somehow. This always happens to me. I never get to hear what he's saying.
Dead Poets.
Oh, Dead Poets.
Dead Poets. Also, Before Sunrise, the Linklater film.
Ooh, interesting.
Not bad either. So.